Okay, problem 4. So now the function, right, it's not continuous at the point. Then what do? Right, from problem 1 to 3, the function is continuous at the point. You can just sub in, that's the limit value. For example, here, if you try sub in, it will be 1 cubed minus 1, right, over 1 squared minus 1. It will be 0 over 0. So you don't get the answer, right? Definitely the limit is not, it's not defined. Okay, so what should we do? So usually when you sub in, it's 0 over 0. You can expect a common factor between the numerator and denominator, and the common factor, it is x minus a, right? So the common factor would be x minus a. A is this value. Okay. So here, let's write it down. So x minus, in this case, 1, right? X minus 1. So you should expect this common factor on both sides. Then the denominator is what? The denominator, it is x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? And the numerator, you try it, it's x minus 1 times x squared plus x plus 1. Right, so now these two can be cancelled out. Why? Because now x is approaching 1, x is never exactly 1, so these two values, they're not exactly 0, so you can, and they are the same, so you can cancel out on both sides. Okay, then you can safely sub in, right? Because now when you sub in, the value is, the denominator is not 0. Okay. And this, problem 2, again, when you sub in, it's 0 over 0. When you sub in, it's 0 over 0. So you can expect a common factor on both sides, which is x minus this a, right? Alright, which should be x minus this a on both sides. Then the bottom is just this. The top, x squared minus 2, it's x minus square root of 2 times x plus square root of 2. Right, so these two parts cancel out. Okay. You get the answer. Okay, part C, x is approaching 0 from the left. So that means x is like negative 0.1, negative 0.11, 0.01, negative 0.001, extra. Right, so now x is approaching 0. If you sub in, it's 0 over 0. Okay, so the common factor, it should be x, right? It should be x. So the numerator is x. The denominator, how do I get x? Okay, so here you can multiply the conjugates of the denominator on both sides. Okay. So now the numerator is just x times this. Right, the denominator, it's a plus b times a minus b, so it's a squared, which is x plus 1 minus b squared. Right. Then plus 1 minus 1, so it is just x. Right. And then if it's just x, then cancel out. Okay. So part D. Again, they all follow the same method, right? So when t is 3, you sub in, it's 0 over 0. Right, sorry, when t is negative 3, you sub in, it's 0 over 0. So the common factor, it should be x minus negative 3, right? So it's x plus 3. So you should expect some common factor x plus 3. Then the numerator is x plus 3 times x minus 3. Okay. Sorry, here it should be t. Okay, then the denominator, you try it. T times what is 2t? T times 2t is 2t. 3 times what is 3? So it should be this times 2t plus 1. And 6t plus t is 7t. So the denominator is this. Then these two cancel out. Then you can sub in. Right, so it's negative 3 minus 3 over 2 times negative 3 plus 1. So it's 6 over 5. Okay. Part T. So again, you should expect the common factor is x minus 1 on both sides, right? So the denominator is just x minus 1. The numerator should be x minus 1 times, if you think about it, you should use it times negative 1 over x. Okay. So cancel out. This part is 1. Okay. Okay, this part is a little bit different. Cosine x minus sine x. Right, this part when subbing, it's not 0 over 0. Yes, it's still 0 over 0. Okay, then what should you do? Okay, so you have to notice that what is cosine 2x? Cosine 2x is cosine x squared, right, minus sine x squared. Okay, then the numerator, so the numerator is cosine x squared minus sine x squared. So this part, it's actually cosine x times plus sine x times cosine x minus sine x. So these two parts cancel out, right? So the result is cosine x plus sine x. Okay, so the result is square root of 2. Okay. Part G. So 8 is what? 8 is 2 to the power of 3. Okay, then, so when you sub in, it's 0 over 0, so the common factor, it should be h, right? The denominator is just h. The numerator, a cubed minus b cubed, is what? A cubed minus b cubed is a minus b, is a minus b times, right, a squared plus ab plus b squared. Okay, and see this part is h, right? So cancel out. Okay, so the result is just you subbing, it's 2 squared plus 2 times 2 plus 2 squared. So it is 12. Okay, h. Okay, here you can multiply the conjugate of the numerator. Okay, you can multiply the conjugate of the numerator. Then after the multiplication, a minus b times a plus b, it's a squared minus b squared, right? It's a squared minus b squared. It is just x minus 7, right? So the numerator is x minus 7, cancel out. So the result is just 1 over, you sub in, it's square root of 7 plus 2 plus 3, right? It's 1 over 6. Okay. This part, 1 over t minus 1 over t squared plus t. So first you can combine these two fractions. Right, then here the numerator, it's these two cancel out. Then the numerator is just t squared over t. So the numerator is just t squared, right? And then you cancel out t squared, right? Right, so it's just 1 over t plus 1. Okay, so the result is 1. So problem J, I will leave it to, okay, I will cover it in problem 8. Okay, I'll cover the solution in problem 8, because for problem J, I'm going to use the squeeze theorem. I'm going to introduce it there.